What up, what up, what up? This is RJ Fantasy Football Talk. You know what it is. It's a 40-second play clock. I'm Rodney. It's Jay. What's up, man? We back, man.
Hey,
Second season, doing this thing, man. Let's get it rolling, baby.
yeah, we doing the 40-second play clock again. It's been so long. I hope we can. I hope we can get the mojo back.
Exactly. Oh yeah, we got it, man. You know, all it is like riding a bike, man. We'll come back to it, man. Ain't no big
Yeah,
deal.
it shouldn't be a big problem because hey, it's just the first week, so everybody you should be playing the way you drafted, but we're gonna try to throw out a couple of little nuggets. And
Yeah,
most
yeah.
importantly, I gotta do these calls to show you, just like last year, I can pull my predictions quite a bit better than you can. But we'll see.
Nah, I'm coming for that this year. You ain't even got to worry about that. I'm coming to get that this year. I'm a little bit more focused this year, so we're gonna get this thing cracking.
Okay.
Watch me work, people. Watch me work. Well, look, man, you got more games than I got. Let's go ahead and start this thing off, man.
Well, let's get it started with one of my favorite teams, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going against the Browns this week. So let me, again, remember how to do this. So I got to put up the clock. All right. So this game is pretty much you're going to go with, like I said at the beginning, the way you drafted. You got the arsenal that is the Kansas City Chiefs. So you're going to play your Mahomes and your Travis Kelce's, of course. I think you might see a really good game from even though the wide receivers, McCole Hardman is who I'm really excited about because he's not a guy who really featured a lot last year, but he's going to do a lot more work. On the Cleveland side, all I'm looking at is those running backs, Hunt and Chubb, because that's the best chance that Cleveland has. I'm not really even looking for Baker or much from anybody else. Not OBJ, not even my good friend Jarvis Landry. So Chiefs is winning this one just like they did in the playoffs. Like I said, play your guys you drafted, but yeah, I think the Chiefs are gonna do this one, and they're gonna make a big statement after losing the Super Bowl. You know.
Hey, well, look, they got to come back. They got to do something. I mean, they got a brand new O line. I mean, so we gonna hopefully. But that Hartman, I like that one. I think he gonna do work this year. He gonna have some opportunities with Sammy Watkins gone. So
Yeah.
I think he in good hands this year. I got him in a lot of leagues too. So hopefully he'll do good.
I hope he doing
So
right.
oh yeah, hope you're doing it right. Well, I'm gonna start off like I always started off. I'm gonna start it off with my boys out here in San Francisco. You know how it is. We playing the Lions this week. As far as the impact players, you might as well go with Kittles. Raheem Mostert is gonna have a big game. Brandon Ayuk, Debo, throw them boys out there. You might even see a little Trey Lance out there. Roll with them Niners this week. Any one of the big guys, it should be a good week for them. As far as Detroit, I mean, T.J. Hawkinson, you can roll with DeAndre Swift if you have to. Jared Goff, if you're in a 2 quarterback league, probably gonna have to roll with Jared Goff at some point. So I'm picking the Niners. We should win this one easy.
And I will agree with you. I always call you a homer, but I'm with you on the Niners. I guess the most interesting thing about that game is they say DeAndre Swift has no limitations. So, hey,
Good.
we'll see how that goes for Detroit. But no limitation against the 49ers defense. We'll see.
Definitely.
All right, let's keep it rolling. My next game is going to be the Jets and the Panthers, and this game is just revenge all over it. I think Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson are going to go off in this one. Mainly Sam Darnold because he wants to show the new guy, Zach Wilson, yo, I am good. You're just stuck with a bad team. I said before I was not excited about Jets players at all. I have a little bit of love going towards Corey Davis this week. Wait to see what happens with Jamison Crowder. I think they're going to take him off the COVID list. They're hopeful, but we'll stay tuned, see how that goes. But really, I'm not looking for a lot from the Jets. The Jets are going to still be bad, and I think Sam Darnold's going to make them say, hey, I'm good. I've got CMC, so it's over. Jets are winning this one.
Hey, I got Carolina winning this one.
Yeah, Carolina should
I think
win.
Carolina. I think they're gonna win this one with ease. So they should be able to handle them. I mean, the Jets ain't that great.
Jets are bad.
The old line, they got some old line injuries right now. They got some defensive injuries. So, I mean, Zach Wilson, it's gonna be a long day for him.
Yeah,
I think
he looked good in
personally.
preseason, but I don't really think he's going to have a lot going this first game.
I mean, in preseason, they played a bunch of ones, but they ain't play all the ones. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little different. I think I can see him having a tough day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll to my next game, and we got the Packers versus the Saints. This one is interesting because the Saints are not playing at home. They playing in Jackson. I'm sorry, I want to say Jacksonville, but I could be wrong. We can come back and correct that. But I'm rolling with the Packers on this one. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams. I mean, what you gonna say about that? Them boys coming to play. But what I am looking forward to is seeing what Jameis do. We all know Alvin Kamara gonna do what he do, and I really want to see what Marquise Callaway does out there with as being the number one receiver. So I'm going with the Packers on this one, but I'm very interested in Jameson.
Yeah, so many question marks with the Saints, but I'm with you. I actually have the Packers winning this one too because I'm not picking against the MVP, Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, I ain't mad at that. That's a smart move on your part,
There
Lord.
you go.
Smart move.
So we're matching a lot on these so far. All right, let's see if we match on this one. This is actually one of the games I'm most looking forward to. We got a retooling of the wide receivers in Tennessee of AJ Brown connected to Julio Jones, and then another old man coming out. We got on the Cardinals side, Nuke is going to be hooking up with AJ Green. I think that the Tennessee Titans are going to be the best show in the house for this one. Derrick Henry, they're going to try to control a lot to keep the plays because the Cardinals run a lot of plays per game. They're going to try to control that with their running offense, but you're still going to see some love for those two wide receivers I mentioned for Tennessee, Julio Jones and AJ Brown. If I'm going to go with the Cardinals, you play your regular guys, but I don't really expect a lot from this game. I think they're going to lose. It's going to be it's going to be Tennessee's time.
Oh yeah, Tennessee gonna win this thing, man. I think they're gonna win this thing handily too, man.
Yeah.
I think the problem. I think Arizona's gonna have problems as far as the defense is gonna be on.
Yeah.
That boy, I'm telling you, they're gonna be on all of them. And the thing is, the running game is kind of the problem for me with Arizona.
Their best
You don't know.
Oh, this is gonna come up later in the show, but their best running option for me really is gonna be Kyler Murray, and they would see what. Hey, James Conner. It's the first week, so I guess he'll be all right. This one, but I don't have big expectations. We've talked about it during our regular show. Not big expectations for James Conner. I think Chase Edmonds is the better running back, but in this game, nah, I'm not really big on any of those guys.
Yeah, I'm not. So Kyler Murray, like you said, he's probably because he ran for 800 yards last year. So I think he's gonna be the back on that team. Chase Edmonds probably gonna be that third down back most of the time. But I can't rely on Connor if I'm Arizona. Yeah. I just don't do it. I mean, me personally, they could have went a different route, but it is what it is.
I don't think this is the big game for him, but I know all those that drafted Rondale Moore will be interested to see what he does in this game. It's be worth watching. Be worth watching.
Rondale Moore, I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb. I think Rondale Moore gonna take that number 2 spot by mid-season from AJ Green.
Man Green.
So, yeah, definitely. So my next game is Seattle Seahawks and the Indianapolis Colts. Seattle is the nemesis of my boys, but I'm gonna roll with Seattle this week. I don't like the Colts. I don't like Carson Wentz. I don't like nothing about it. The only player I like on that team is Jonathan Taylor. Seattle, you roll with the usuals: Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, DK, Tyler Lockett. I think that game is going to be interesting, but I just think Seattle going to win this thing, man. I just think the offense is better than the Colts defense. Even though the Colts got a good defense, but I think Seattle going to just outmatch them this week.
Yeah, I got Seattle in this one too. There's just too many. Wentz is coming back, but there's just so many injuries in their wide receivers for the Colts.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not feeling it at all. I do like Jonathan Taylor though, so I'm with you on that. Now, I talked about a game I was very interested in seeing. My next game is the one I don't want to see at all, and that's the Jaguars and the Texans. This game has awful everywhere. Awful. I don't think Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence are going to have a nice debut. I'm going to somehow pick the Texans to win, and I don't really know why, because they're really bad also. But historically, I had to look back on this one to find something. The last time that the Jaguars beat the Texans was in 2017, and I think just because all the craziness that's happening in Texas, they'll rally for this one game and play well. So don't play anybody for real. Maybe James Robinson because he's has no competition anymore. And Brandon Cooks is the only guy for the Texans I'm interested in. But this game is terrible. Terrible. And if I did mention, terrible game. I don't want to see any parts of it.
Well, I'm going to surprise you, and I'm going to say I got the Jags on this one. I just think the Jags. I got the Jags. Too much talent on that team. Not enough talent on Houston. Dysfunctional. It's just too much. It's too much going on in Houston. Mm-hmm. I mean, like I get the whole thing of rallying for that one game because it's the start of the season, but that flame gonna die as soon as the clock starts. So, I mean, at the end of the day, James Robinson, I think Trevor Lawrence, it's not gonna be a coming out party, but he's gonna have a good game though.
The Jaguars has a lot of talent on paper. I don't really think they have that much talent for real. I think they look better on paper than they really are, but we'll see.
Well, they got more talent than Houston.
Well, that's not hard.
I mean, that's all you need to do for this week anyway. Is have more talent than Houston. So I get it.
If I'm gonna pick someone from the Jaguars other than Robinson, I do like Marvin Jones, but I'm still not sure who's gonna really be the top wide receiver. So it's a log jam. I don't really want a part of this game.
Yeah, me personally, I wouldn't play nobody from that team. Honestly. So, my next game is the LA Chargers versus the Washington football team, and I'm gonna surprise people here. I am going with the Washington football team. That defense is just crazy. But you still got to play your usual suspects: Justin Herbert, Eckler, if he's healthy, which I hope he is, by the way. Keenan Allen, and for Washington, I love Antonio Gibson, Scary Terry, and I love Logan Thomas. But I am going with Washington in this game. I think that defense is going to be the one that sticks out the most. They're going to not shut down Herbert, but they're going to limit him a lot. So I'm going with Washington on this one.
Okay. I went back and forth. I actually did decide to go with the Chargers. I just think they have too much offense now. I will say if Eckler somehow doesn't play, I might change my mind. But right now, I'm going with the Chargers on that one.
Okay.
My next game is the Dolphins and the Patriots. And this is only mildly better than the last game I talked about because I'm not really excited about a lot happening here. I do want to see Jalen Waddle because I've just been excited for him since the draft. I want to see what he looks like. Myles Gaskins has been in a jam, but I think he is going to be the main guy. But I still don't really like anybody in this game. I know this is the coming out party for Mac Jones, so y'all can look forward to that if you want to. I don't see a big thing. The question for me is going to be who's the wide receiver that benefits. Nelson Aguilar maybe from last year. Jacoby Myers maybe. Notice I'm just going to keep saying the word maybe. So stay away from this. It's the first week. Find out what happens. Like I said, again, if you got to play the guys you drafted, but this is really a find out game. And you need to find out a lot of stuff on both teams. But what I do like, I didn't mention the defenses on both of these teams. I do like Miami's defense. I do like the Patriots defense. That's the only sure thing in this game. I got the Patriots winning.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about if I had the Patriots winning, but I do have. You know me. I'm not a big fan of Mac Jones.
You hate Mike Jones. I hear you.
I mean, that's just. It is what it is. That's how I feel. But I got the Dolphins winning this, man.
Okay.
I got the Dolphins winning this. I think the Dolphins is gonna come after Mac Jones, man. I think that defense is gonna come after Mac Jones. I'm not saying Tua gonna play great, but I feel like the running game between the defense and the running game is gonna help him out a lot. So Tua can be all right. He still got to get those receivers involved a lot. So, I mean, they got a good tight end in Mike Gesicki. So, I think at the end of the day, I think him just doing what he normally would do, dinking and dunking, running a little bit, that's going to keep him in the game. But I think that running game is going to do most of the work for Miami. And I think Matt Jones is going to look like Mac Jones. I mean,
I
nothing special.
The feeling I get from this game is this is going to be two teams trying not to make big mistakes. That's why, for a fantasy perspective, I'm not that interested in it. I just see two teams saying, okay, we have a good defense. Let's not screw up and see who wins at the end. But
I mean, honestly, the question is, do you really think Bill Belichick is going to let Mac Jones just let loose?
Right.
I mean, I doubt it seriously. Nah, they're gonna keep him reined in a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't see it happening. So I'm gonna go with my next game. My next game is the Broncos and the Giants. By surprise, I'm going with the Giants in this game. Even with Saquon being limited, I think a limited Saquon is better than most running backs. Even Kenny Galladay, when healthy, is good. It's just a question mark with him, is he healthy? But they say he's supposed to play. They say he's good to go. But I like Judy and I like Courtland Sutton in this game. Teddy Bridgewater, if you don't have to play him, don't play him. If you need to, then by all means you have to do it. But I don't see him doing much. But I still think he's going to do enough to get Judy and Courtland Sutton some points. But I do like those four players, two from each team. So I'm going with the Giants on this one, though. I think he's got a little bit more talent as far as the Broncos.
Okay, I got the Broncos winning. I'm going all AFC West so far. I think the Broncos win. But here's the interesting part. You mentioned Teddy Bridgewater. In my daily fantasy team, I actually am going to be starting Teddy Bridgewater only because he's cheap and I wanted to load up on special teams players. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go really cheap on my quarterback. Okay. And so I was like, Teddy Bridgewater. He has wide receivers. Why not? I'm not looking for much from him, though. But yeah, I have to let y'all know how that goes on the Wednesday show.
Yes, please, because I know the next day, so don't worry about it.
I'll let you know for certain. Let's keep it moving. I got the Steelers at the Bills. Now, this one I'm kind of interested in because the Steelers ended last year terribly. And the Bills are much better. I got the Bills winning, and I think it's going to be an offensive show, but only for the passing game. These two passing defenses are actually a little bit better than people might expect if you don't follow it. But I think Josh Allen and Diggs are going to do a show. The question is going to be, will it be Emmanuel Sanders or Cole Beasley coming in as the second wide receiver? I'm not going to play either one of them for real. On the other side of the ball, Roethlisberger, I think, is going to still get it going. And we find out between the three who's the best wide receiver. Chase Claypool, probably the answer, but I wouldn't be surprised by Deontay Johnson. Let me say Najee Harris is worth playing because you know you drafted him early. You're going to play him. Actually, this game, I kid you not, this game, I like Najee Harris. I think y'all are going to probably be hounding me and saying, oh, look how good Najee Harris was this first game. And I'm going to be like, yeah, he was lights out. I'm still holding to my less than 1,000 for the season. But
don't worry about it.
He's going to show off this game.
You're going to lose that one, but that's cool.
Hey, that's good. I just call it how I see it. I said this game, he's going to look like a stud.
I'm going Buffalo. I just think Diggs, Josh Allen, I just think it's the only question mark that Buffalo got is running back.
Yeah.
And Singletary looks a little bit lighter on his feet. He looks better this time around.
I hope he can go back to his rookie year kind of performance, but we'll see.
We'll see, but I mean, honestly, I think at the end of the day, Buffalo just the more talented team at this point. But like I said, like you say, Claypool is probably the best receiver on that team. Now, I will say this though: the last time Juju had a good receiver on the other end, he was actually good. So that may be a good thing for Juju that Claypool may be the number one. Let's see if he
continues his dancing from last year. Was it they cut that out?
I mean, he need to cut that out.
Right.
Stop. But I'm gonna go to the next game, and this game it's two birds. It's the Eagles and the Falcons. I'm going with the Falcons on this one. Anybody that know me, I drafted Mike Davis in a bunch of leagues this year, so I'm very high on Mike Davis. But I'm not a fan of Jalen Hurts. But the impact players that you could play if you need to is Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. Jalen Rigger if you need him, but I think Devontae Smith is probably going to end up that number one. For Atlanta, you got Matt Ryan, Mike Davis, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts. I think that core is just too talented for Philly, and I think the Falcons are going to pull this thing out. I mean, ain't no defense gonna be played, but it's definitely gonna be a barn burner.
I agree with you. No defense. But I actually got Philly winning this one, and I think Jalen Hurts is going to look fantastic. We had the question asked to us on that Wednesday show. If this ain't a game for Jalen Hurts to look good, there isn't going to be one all year. Because, like you said, there's no defense to play. Jalen Hurts, I think, comes off stud level for this week. We'll see how it goes the rest of the year.
We'll see. I just think that combination, Ridley, Pitts, and Mike Davis, that's a lot there.
I think a lot of points in this game. So this should be a fantasy player's dream. So.
You better believe it's my dream because I got Mike Davis on all 6 rosters.
Awesome. Let's keep it pushing. I got the Vikings at the Bengals, and this is another game I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I'm really looking. There's so many guys I like about Minnesota. So if you're thinking about them playing Jefferson, Thielen, I like Dalvin Cook. I'm going to say it right now. Best fantasy performance this week will be by Dalvin Cook against this Bengals lack of defense. Dalvin Cook, stud player of the week. On the other side, I like Smoking Joe coming back. We'll see how he does. Hopefully Jamar Chase can, not drop a whole lot of balls. But I'm still going to hold with T. Higgins being the best wide receiver on that squad this year. But Vikings are winning. Vikings are just way too good for these Bengals.
I think Jamar Chase is going to end up being a number 1. He just got to get that catching drop.
Catching the ball is important for a wide receiver. Right?
Yeah, he got to stop dropping the ball. But I think he's going to be the number 1 at the end of by mid-season. I just think him the connection that they have between Barrow and him, I think is you can't. It's undeniable. They broke records together at college, so
T.
I think at the
end
end
of the day, pretty good with that connection last year. So.
I think T. Higgins is gonna look good too, but I just think that means they just got 2 good receivers.
Oh yeah, 3.
I mean, so
don't forget Tyler Boyd. He's still out.
Tyler Boyd. I mean, in a slot against a linebacker, a third corner, second corner. I mean, he gonna beat that all day long. So they got 3 good receivers, like you say. The defense is terrible, and the O-line is even horrible. So I mean. Mixon is. I don't know about Mixon.
Yeah, I did not say his name for a reason.
Yeah, Mixon can't run behind that O-line.
And he's historically slow starting anyway. So yeah,
terrible.
You play him, like I said, because you drafted him early, most likely. Yeah. But if you got better options, I'd go with a better option this week. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go with my last game that I got for the week. And we got the Chicago Bears at the Los Angeles Rams, and we all know the Rams gonna win this one because Matt Nagy don't want to listen to nobody, and he don't want to put Justin Fields in the game. He's just stupid, and he gonna lose his job by mid-season. That's my little rant for that. But you do play David Montgomery, and you do play Allen Robinson. For the Rams, obviously you play your usual suspects: Matthew Stafford, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. But again, Matt Nagy's stupid because at the end of the day, if he played Justin Fields, David Montgomery, and Allen Robinson will probably have a better game. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm picking the Rams to win.
And I'm also making a special request to the Rams defense. Make Andy Dalton look really, really bad. We're trying to get Justin Fields in this game. I mean, Andy Dalton doesn't need a whole lot of help looking bad, but still. Rams throws the ball right there. All right,
please, because he's stupid. Like, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 minutes on this. Like, he's dumb.
Go for it. He's dumb. Take your time.
He's dumb. Like, think about it, man. You telling me you gonna start Andy Dalton over Justin Fields, and you know that Justin Fields is 100% better than Andy Dalton. He makes David Montgomery better. He makes Allen Robinson better. He makes Mooney better. He makes all those guys better. But you don't want to listen. That's why you're gonna lose your job by week 5. Don't worry about it.
Hey, if Justin Fields is not in by week 5, that job is gone. So let's end it with the best game of the week. I've been going AFC West all day. I'm still going AFC West. We got the Ravens coming to Las Vegas. And if you've been watching today, the Ravens can't stay healthy. There's too many problems, but it doesn't even matter because the Raiders are just better. I said it. The Raiders are just better. You're going to see a great game. They not only lost their running backs, they lost a very critical defensive back. So I'm even calling for Henry Ruggs, a name I don't usually go with, to have a really big game starting off the gate. Of course, Darren Waller is. Derek Carr is going to be great. The only thing that the Ravens have is Lamar Jackson because everybody else is hurt, and that's it. The Raiders are winning. Book it.
You wildin'.
I'm not wildin'. I'm telling you the truth.
Something is definitely wrong with you.
There's bad mojo in the water in Baltimore. I live here. I'm trying to tell y'all. It ain't.
Well, you know what? I'm going with Baltimore.
Why not? Of course you will.
Hey, we got to make it interesting, people. I mean, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with Baltimore, even though I'm not a huge fan of Lamar Jackson. But I'm gonna tell you like this: the only running back that really matters on that team is Lamar Jackson because he is the running back. No matter what people say, I don't care. They can bring in me and you at running back. At the end of the day, he is the running back. So I don't care. He can go for probably 1,300 yards just because the fact they ain't got no running back. Really?
Hey. Lamar Jackson is not going to be enough. Just know.
Okay.
They're going to. Hey, the lights are on in Vegas. It's the first time they've got fans in there. It's going to be a madhouse. And the Raiders are kings of Monday Night Football. So we'll see what happens. But I'm trying to tell you. Raiders winning this one.
Yeah. Y'all see, he doing homer picks. He knew he should have went the other way.
Okay.
He knew it.
Hey, we'll find out on Monday night. So we'll see how it goes. So we did it. 40-second play clock. Any parting words?
Well, you know my good old saying. Hey, second season, we doing it better. We doing it bigger. We here. We ain't going nowhere. Check us out. You know where to find us. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Find us. We there.